to start before the start time.
Yeah, in the past, we've done that. Cause we be chatting before the start time. Remember? But my thing is now I got to get this right code. Because people gonna start asking me for the code in a minute. Says return to meeting June. Okay, it says it in progress.
Okay, let me try it again.
It said it in progress because I started it. But I'm not on the screen right now, but I'm just checking something. Huh?
I'm just repeating the ID number 4656. Open Zoom meeting. Oh, now it's asking me for the passcode. Maybe we were too early. Do you have a passcode?
Yeah, you have the passcode is 9 something.
Oh, it's the same as the other. Okay. I thought when you created new ID.
I didn't create that new ID, remember?
Okay.
When I looked,
I see myself.
when I looked at it, it had that different code than what I sent y'all. So let me see what I got on Facebook. Help me out. Y'all go in there, some of them and help me put that. Okay, we got the correct one now, right?
I'm getting ready to text the right one to the group.
Okay.
859 1280 4656. Oops, 46.
Teresa says she can't get in, and Celeste says she's not getting. Okay, then go ahead and do that one. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to go post it.
Okay.
Oh, and I gotta send it to the ladies. Is that it? You just did it?
I just sent it to the ladies.
Did you put the passcode on it?
No, because okay. Okay, passcode.
Only one I could do it without. Only one I could do without a passcode is my personal.
Okay. Twist my camera so y'all can see my wreath.
Oh yeah, did you see mine?
Yeah, I see yours.
Yeah, I'm still in the motel. I got it pinned on a wall. But we don't have to let nobody in. They just come right in.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, had a little problem getting in there, but
Yeah, looked like we had two different codes. Don't ask
oh,
me,
okay,
don't ask me how.
okay. I had the one from that was on the flyer.
Yeah, and now I got to go in and change it. Somebody, well, I never put one on the flyer.
Oh, it was something I had on Facebook that was on my flyer.
I put it on the information.
Okay, yeah.
Now I got to go in and change some of that.
Okay. I'm trying to get close up here.
Looks like it was two codes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, two IDs. It was two IDs, but it's funny, it had the same code, passcode.
Well, the first one didn't ask me for a passcode. The first time it didn't ask for a passcode.
Hey, Teresa, so we're getting in. I got to be sure I can get somebody else in. Hey, look at Teresa, the stalker. I like that. Okay,
I'm
now
gonna put on
I'm gonna
purpose.
try to go post this on Facebook. If y'all got, if you posted that flyer anywhere, go in there and do me a favor and give that correct code.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to put this on my page.
Okay.
I already sent it to the guest speakers.
Okay. Let me write it down.
Okay, you're in. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down and then we'll read. Oh, yeah, I need to pull up my PowerPoint too. Let me do that. Well, let me go ahead and pull up my PowerPoint.
Okay, Jessica says, waiting on host.
Yeah, what mine said too.
Well, she says she's in.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to come out and go back. 'Cause I'm trying to do put the PowerPoint, but I don't know how to go back. Let me see. Gallery view. I don't know how to. I'm trying to figure out how do I go back, and I gotta have it already pulled. How do I pull up my PowerPoint? Anybody know while I'm on here, or do I have to come out and come back in again? Maybe I'm gonna try that. I can't hear you, Matt.
Michelle, did you try to did you have to put it in the passcode?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out and come back in so I can I gotta pull the PowerPoint. So let me see.
Okay, I'm getting texts giving out the right.
859-1280. Oh, you gave her the old one, Emma?
Oh,
Sharon.
I haven't given her anything. You put it.
Yeah, it just popped up that you sent her. You said try this, and you gave her the 810, the first one that we were.
Okay, what is it then?
It's 859.
Oh, shit.
1280.
Wait a minute. 859,
1280. 4656. Passcode is correct.
Okay, then, so where did I get that from?
That was the first one.
Oh, okay, there it is. I
Initial
see the
one.
correct one. Teresa, you put it on your page. You put it for everybody, right? Hi, Sher. Child, we had a time here. It was 2 ID numbers.
Can't even get this thing to copy.
Hello, Jessica. Hi, Rhonda. Unmute.
Can't even get it.
Are y'all putting it on Facebook for me?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So we have to update the meeting ID then?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
everyone?
Well, because the code is fine. It's just that looked like somehow we got two, we had two meeting IDs. I don't know. It could have happened when I was making changes, not sure. Did Celeste get it?
There's the 23rd.
How many of you all know Jessica?
I haven't met Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
Is today the 23rd?
I think it's the 24th.
24.
4th, okay. Nice to meet you, Jessica.
Nice to meet you also.
Yeah, I don't know how we got this screwed up. And that is exactly what I have on Facebook too.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
Somebody by the name of Adrena Johnson.
Oh, that's one of the speakers. Hi, Andrina.
Hello. Is this the
Hi.
login information people will need to log
Yeah,
into?
yeah. Somehow it's got screwed up. We've been trying to get on since what was it, about 2:30, Marilyn?
Yeah.
Okay, so for in the event itself, they need to put this. You need to have this new information put in there, or people won't be able to join.
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to
Yeah,
put it
we're
on
working on
Facebook now.
Okay. Alrighty then. How you doing?
Girl, I'm going crazy. Oh, I can't see you because I'm still trying. How you doing?
Good,
Thanks for
good, good.
joining us. I'm trying to finish up passing this code out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I saw you a little bit yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, that was a good forum, but I got a phone call and I had to leave it.
Did you
Yeah,
see me talk to the therapist or the?
Yeah, I saw some of both because when I came
Okay.
back, the other guy was on.
Well, he was first, and then we had the therapist, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Then
we
well, I
did them
missed
both
that.
on the same day. We were supposed to have had him last week, but technical things went on. He couldn't log in. Kind of like what's happening. There's always something.
Oh, I didn't know about the other guy, but
Oh, about, what's his name? Sanjay, Dr. Sanjay.
yeah, I didn't know about that one.
Mhm. How are you doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing fine.
That's good. Yeah, our second event was 30 minutes late because we were kind of having the same problem. A different problem, but pretty much like the same stuff.
Yeah, I kept going to it. They kept saying, well, they haven't started yet. I'm like, oh, well, I know it said CDT time, so I don't know what that, maybe that's a different time.
Well,
So-
are you in Houston or?
I'm in, yeah, Rosenberg.
Okay, so yeah, you would be central.
But it says
We were just 30
CDT.
minutes late.
I thought Central was CST, but it says,
Well,
I'm
you know,
supposed to-
sometimes when they do Eastern, they put EDT, and then sometimes it's EST. So I guess it could be either one.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like how everybody's wearing their purple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Looking good, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
I'm busy trying to pass this code out.
Yeah,
I
me
have my-
too.
I have my purple glasses, but
You know what? I can update it because I shared it a lot on my
So-
Facebook.
Yeah, do help me out, Adrian.
Yeah, I just
sure will.
updated it also on my post so that it'll just update everywhere else that I shared it. So it's
Mhm.
updated at one
Oh,
time.
well, yeah, if they update it, it should share everywhere else too. But I
Yeah.
could see what I could do in the meantime.
Yeah, if I put it on the event, it'll share everywhere I've shared that event.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten to that yet. Right now, I'm answering texts. For some reason, we had two different IDs, but the same passcode. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they thought we were doing rooms.
I don't
But
know.
you can do
Well,
that
it
if
kind of,
you have.
if you,
No, but rooms, the ID does, I mean, it doesn't change it. When you do rooms, it doesn't have anything to do with the ID.
yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened, child, but
I'm going to
anyway,
add
I'm trying to
a
fix it.
post to your event with the new passcode.
Okay, now I might be able to. I should have fixed it where we didn't have to put in a passcode. That would have eliminated a step.
No, I think they're smart enough to figure it out.
Huh?
I think they'll be smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, okay. I just finished the emails, the texts, they keep popping in. So let me run to the page right quick and do it. Because somebody might go back here and so let me see what passcode it is. Hey, Celeste. Hello, Celeste.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Uh-huh. Oh, you had your thing on?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm just getting off another conference call.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just busy.
Hi, Stacy. Stacy, unmute. She can't, she's not.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yes.
Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hey, girl, this is
Hello.
Stacy Sneed. We'll get
Hi.
started in a minute. Let me post this. I've already posted to change to Facebook. And I'm finna make some people Sharon Bankett co-host.
Hi, Stacy. It's nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Melanie.
I'm Madeline.
Pepper.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hi. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
I'm Teresa.
Yes.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, I'm
Celeste.
Andrina.
Hi. What's
Hi,
your
Jay.
name?
And
Celeste.
mine,
Hi.
I'm
I'm
Andrina.
trying to hear and everything.
Teresa,
I know your face. Hi. How are you?
I'm Teresa. I need to see if she did the share screen thing. Did you do the share screen thing for me, Emma?
Huh?
Did you do the thing where I can share my screen?
I think I put it where that you can share screen, but I can go back and be sure since we had a hard time since we had a time.
Yeah.
Okay, Jessica, Sharon, and Madeline, y'all co-hosts to help me out with this. So if you know, we need to unmute, mute, whatever. Okay, now let me see if when I've changed it on the event, it should have changed it elsewhere. If someone see that they can't get in, they will probably go back and check that link. Okay, I just talked to Rochella. Did she log in yet? Sharon.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah, Madeline
Oh,
wants to know if you're
Sharon.
still
Okay.
having trouble.
No, I'm
I
here.
see her now.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sharon, you made it.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
I like your wreath.
You know, I just looked at it and it still has via Zoom ID and the old ID for that
Where are you looking?
on the event page.
On the event page? Well, I just changed it.
Maybe, let me see. Let me refresh it.
Let me go to my profile. Hi, Miss Lewis.
Okay, you're
Somebody
right,
got
it's
the right.
updated.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Okay, it did switch. I mean, it changed, Andrina.
Yeah, I saw that now. Good job.
So wherever that I posted that should change, but we still would probably have someone asking us personally because I've had some even with that posted. Thank you all for bearing with us. We just 3 minutes out.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Let me see if it changed on my page.
So everybody knows that when one person is talking, it's best to mute your mic because if you make any type of sound, the camera could go to you instead of the speaker. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna let Jessica mute, because she can mute all.
Mm.
And then if you get ready to talk, she'll have to open it up for you to talk, I think.
Okay.
Now I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but how do I mute all? I've never
Never
actually.
mind, I got it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do that. I never actually have to host a
You
Zoom.
look down at the bottom and there's some icons and you'll see the little microphone.
No, but
Say
I
mute.
got it, Jessica. I'll be your backup.
But just so she'll know in the future.
Yeah, you go to
That's how you
participants
find
and
it.
then, I thought you go to participants and you mute, then you have an option to mute all under participants.
Yeah, because you can mute your own that first way.
Yeah.
That's correct. So you have to go.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to participants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's test it.
Okay, I just muted everybody. Now I'm gonna unmute. Oh wait, don't know how to unmute.
I guess we could unmute ourselves.
Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
All right, very good.
I think Emma's trying to talk to you.
Oh, hold on.
Couldn't hear me, huh?
There you go.
I saw his hands moving.
Oh, okay, so we got time. I have 3:09. What time you guys have?
I have 3:09 also.
3:09.
9
Okay.
after.
And it looks like Jacqueline just put her picture there.
Yeah.
She put her still picture there.
Mm.
Rochella just asked me for the
Ingrid, somebody else came in.
I like how Jessica's background looks. Is that like a paid feature? How do you get it to look like that?
To blur your background.
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie.
I went into, click on your, if you
Hi,
go
everyone.
highlight your picture and you click those little 3 dots.
And
Wait, share screen.
see, I only have the
Carrie,
free
how did you get the
version.
right code?
What was
Carrie,
that?
how did you get the right code to log on?
I got it from Facebook.
Hello,
Okay, so it is
Carrie.
there. Great, because we've been working with it for 45 minutes.
Oh no. Yeah, so the code that's in the event in Facebook, that works. So
Yeah, so I put it on one and it went to the other.
okay.
I see Rochella coming in, and Sharon, if you want to, how long you think we should wait, guys, before we start?
Just let me know when you want me to start her video. I mean, I could start it. I have the YouTube pulled up.
Okay, you can go ahead on and get it ready, and everybody else can be on mute except you. And Rochella looks like she's logging in. I wanted to wait till she's in. Now on the board, it said about 80 people said that they were interested or joining.
Yeah, like one of my events yesterday, we had 138 that said they were interested, and I think 14 showed up.
Yeah, like I said, I was expecting about 30 or less. But then due to the time.
Sorry.
Come on.
I need to do
Did
that
y'all
too.
read what Rochella said?
What did it say?
Let me see, where's the chat? Did she send it to everybody?
No, she probably just sent it to you because I don't see it.
Oh, she just sent it to me. She said that she had hand surgery a few days ago, so she won't show her face because she's a little under the weather, but she will be able to participate.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna respond to that.
Okay. There's Jessica.
I'm gonna ask if she able to talk. If not, it's okay. Yeah, I knew she was gonna have surgery. Hello, Dwayne. Myra. Oh, I hadn't seen her in a long time. Teresa, she used to be at our walks.
You okay?
Good, good, good.
I unmuted. Yes, I moved to New Braunfels, so I don't see everybody, but
Yeah, I know.
I'm still with you and still sick.
Yeah, I remember you from the walk.
Yay! Oh, look at your wreath. That's beautiful.
So, Myra, how did you get the code to log on?
Well, I kept reading. Did you see my little message?
Well, we appreciate you. We had some technical difficulties trying to get in for about 40 minutes. They kept saying there's another meeting.
That's right.
One.
But then I kept reading. But this Zoom thing, I'm on the other couple Zooms with the book club and such. This is always the way it is. We'll get it.
Yeah.
Emma, do you have an end time for this meeting?
I set it up for 3 hours or more.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do, set it up. It's a personal account, so it's not the one they give you for 45 minutes, or we'll be up the creek.
Okay.
We'll
We
be off
used to
right now.
use 45 minutes and we used to keep having somebody else to log on because our meetings were going over. So I just got the organization and account.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, Rochelle, I was waiting for her to tell me if she was able to talk. But at this time, we're gonna go ahead on and
Are you recording this?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay.
So since we do have about 4 speakers and they all are here, Jessica, what you think? Should we go ahead and start?
Yes.
Okay, then. We're gonna go ahead and get started, and everybody can hear, even the ones who can't speak. If you go, what we're going to do first is we have a video by Rochella Parks. She's a professional saxophonist. But like she said, she fractured her hand. She had surgery this week, the hand that she holds the sax with. She traveled worldwide. So we selected one of hers. We were going to play it as everybody was coming in. Then, we were going to tell you about it later, but it didn't happen that way. But we're going to go ahead and play it because it's very nice. Although she won't be able to play, she will be able to talk. Yeah, she said she can talk. She responded. Okay, I'm ready, Sharon.
Okay, I'm gonna have to share my screen and then I'll be playing her video. People, I have to tell. You
can tell the title, yes.
Okay, no, that is the title.
Oh, what's the title? Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me. Okay.
No, I was just telling you that's the title.
As long as you keep doing what he sent you here to do, then you're on the right track, and he'll help. He'll give you everything you need. You must have it. You're still producing.
We should all be muted so we can hear it better.
I can't hear it now. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Unmute.
Transgression, lost for our
Sharon, you're gonna take that off?
Yeah, I'm trying to play her other song.
Oh, okay, you're gonna play another one.
Yeah.
The song, but I'm just asking the Lord to heal me. I'm asking him to hear my cry just like Hezekiah. only trouble. Let not your heart be troubled. Will heal me, Lord. Hear my cry. Just like Hezekiah. Just like Hezekiah. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Heal my mind, 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 heal my mind. Somebody say, heal me, Lord, hear my cry. Let not your heart be troubled. Hear my Somebody just say, hear me, Lord. Hear my cry. Hear me, Lord. Hear my
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the April 2021 Sarcoidosis Awareness Month program, sponsored by the Houston Sarcoidosis Support Group based in Houston, Texas. My name is Madeline Culpepper. I'm a sarcoidosis survivor. I had cardiac and pulmonary sarcoidosis. I was diagnosed in 1979. For those who just logged on, the performance you just heard is by musical artist Rachella Parks Washington, a renowned saxophonist. Ms. Parks is also one of our panelists, and she's a sarcoidosis survivor also. We're so happy that you joined this highly informative event. We have a great moderator who is a medical doctor and a knowledgeable panel of professionals who will provide you with extremely helpful information about sarcoidosis and its many issues. Sarcoidosis education helps us to better understand the journey we face with this illness and how we can successfully maneuver through the illness's treatment and coping techniques. This event is not just for patients, but is very pertinent to our support system, such as our caregivers, family, and friends. I believe that you will take away a host of information that will help you and your loved ones. Again, thank you for joining us. And now I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Rhonda Hall, a sarcoidosis survivor, and also the loving mother of our moderator, Dr. Jessica Nelson. Ms. Rhonda? Is Rhonda Hall still on?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. You spoiled my surprise.
I'm
Jessica's
sorry.
surprise. She didn't know that I was introducing her until just now.
Okay.
So, as you know, April is Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. Thank you everyone for joining today, and a big thank you to Miss Emma Carroll, the founder of Janine Sarcoidosis Outreach Foundation, making meetings like this possible. The more knowledge we have, the more that we can try to come up with answers for what we're going through. My job is to introduce Dr. Jessica Nelson, my daughter, your moderator for today, and tell you a little bit about her. Dr. Nelson is homegrown, born and raised in Texas. And what was I going to tell you about her? Okay, born and raised in Texas, went to high school in Alvin, Texas, and was the first Black class president that they had in Alvin. And she went to undergrad school. Let me get to my sheet. She went to undergrad school at the University of Texas at Arlington, and to medical school at the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston. She did her emergency medicine residency at the Baylor College of Medicine and got an administrative fellowship to MCARE, Integrative Emergency Services. All of this was done in Houston, Dallas, and Galveston. So Dr. Nelson traveled to Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Nigeria as a medical missionary while she was still in college. She appeared on episodes of Untold Stories of the ER. Most doctors typically talk in a language you don't understand, but Dr. Nelson gives it to you straight and in plain language that you can understand. She has hosted live meetings on Instagram and Facebook to give the general public factual updates about the COVID virus, especially during the time when there was a lot of misinformation out there. She had a live radio program on Coog Radio to discuss issues medically related for the students at the University of Houston. She was owner of Lice Hunter MD in 2016, opened Lice Hunter MD in 2016. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like, a business to remove lice from the heads of school children. Let's see, where's my other? Okay. I only have 5 minutes, so I'll stop here, even though I could talk about more about Dr. Nelson's accomplishments. I'll leave you with her most recent action that I'm really proud of. She is sponsoring swimming training for several low-income foster children this summer. And I look forward for what's to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dr. Jessica Nelson. So.
Thank you guys. Y'all, Emma, you messed up by letting my mom introduce me. She could go on like 17 pages or more. But yes, thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. And thank you, Emma and Ms. Culpepper, all of you guys for inviting me to come and speak with you and host this event. I'm super excited to be a part, and I'm super excited to hear what all of these amazing women have to say and have to share in terms of their story and their walk with sarcoidosis, and all of the amazing things that they're doing in the community to raise awareness and to bring to shine a light on this illness. I do not have sarcoidosis, but being in the ER, I'm like my mom said, I'm an ER physician. I've been practicing since 2011. I trained at Pentab here in Houston. I'm not sure who all on the Zoom call right now is actually lives in Houston. But if you know Ben Taub, you know you get some of the worst of the worst. You see some of the worst of the worst. So I've seen people who in extremis with sarcoidosis, and in extremis means, you know, like if you have someone with heart failure and they are going through a heart failure crisis, meaning they're really short of breath and they can't breathe, and you know they're really struggling. So I've had I guess the misfortune of seeing some people with sarcoidosis that are in extremis, but also I guess fortune by way of being able to provide knowledge and information to my mom and to other people like her when it comes to managing sarcoidosis. So yes, I've seen sarcoidosis in that way, and then of course my mom has sarcoid, so she was diagnosed when I was a teenager. So I've seen her struggle through you know, very varying stages of this illness, where it started in her lungs and now it's, you know, she's now struggling with neurosarcoidosis and trying to manage that. So I've seen it from a medical side. I've seen it from the side of being a family member of someone with sarcoid. And I can tell you, I do know firsthand, you know, how debilitating this is. And that's why I'm so excited to be a part of this, and just to be a part of this organization in general, because, you know, one of the things that saddens me the most is that even though this illness was identified in the 1800s, 1877, there's still very little that we know about it in terms of how it, you know, the genetic component is there a genetic component to this? You know, that some people think that there may be an immune component to it, but the fact that all these years have gone by and there's still not enough advancement for you guys in terms of treatment. And it just breaks my heart. And I really want to be a part of shining a light on sarcoid and, you know, helping all of you and those coming behind you treat this. So thank you for letting me be a part. So with that being said, we will not delay any further. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Rachella Parks Washington, who you guys just heard. I think they were playing, Sharon was playing earlier. The beautiful musician and renowned saxophonist there. Unfortunately, not able to play live, and like Emma said, had surgery earlier, but definitely talented. Also, she's the co-founder of the Sarcoidosis Foundation of Texas out in Fort Worth, Texas, and she also hosts an annual Uniting Music and the Arts for a Cure, which unfortunately I think was not able to happen last year because of COVID, but definitely doing some amazing things out in Fort Worth and across the state. So please welcome Rachella Parks Washington.
Good afternoon, ladies. Can you understand me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I want to thank Miss Emma Carroll for having me. I'm a little weak today, but Miss Carroll and I, we go a long ways back, probably to about 2008. I met her, I think, right before her daughter passed, or maybe right after. And she started an organization, a grassroots organization. And my sister and family and a group of doctors and we started a grassroots foundation, Sarcoidosis Foundation. And we've been on the battlefield ever since. But I was diagnosed in 2003. And when I look back, I was having symptoms prior to 2003, but every time I would have these symptoms like breathing, and I would go to the hospital, they would say that I was having a panic attack, because the first thing they do is put the thing on your finger and say, well, your oxygen is 96. You get 96% of your oxygen. And so after that, they're just like, well, you know, you just have panic attacks. And I went back doing that for years. And then I was a school teacher also. And so I remember this one day specifically, I started hearing stuff in the back of my head. Every time I would move my head, I would hear it sound like fluid. And I told my principal, I said, something is not right. There's something that's not right. I'm feeling funny. And she said, well, you need to leave and go take care of yourself. And so I did. I went to my primary care physician. She discovered that I had lymph nodes. And she said, well, don't worry about lymph nodes. I've had lymph nodes. I said, no, something is wrong. And so I just went to my other doctor. I ended up going to my gynecologist the next day because I started getting lymph nodes in my groin area. And so he said, I'm sending you to get these things analyzed to get a what do you call it? A biopsy. And so I went to this particular doctor. They call him a zebra because he liked to take on cases that people who just kind of ignore or can't see, can't find out what's wrong. So I went to his office on a Monday, and then he wanted me to come back later that week. And by the time I got back later that week, he said, "Wow, whatever you have, it's moving fast because your lymph nodes, you have more lymph nodes than you had prior to coming into Monday." Anyway, make a long story short, I had a biopsy, and when I awakened, he said, "You don't have cancer." They thought I had cancer. He said, "But you do have something." I don't know what he said, but I just fell back out. Anyway, we went to his office, and he told me that I had sarcoidosis. Well, and I was started getting sick because it had affected my lymph node system. I don't know how many lymph nodes you have in your bodies. I don't know if it's 200 something or whatever it is, but I think they were all just affected. But by that time, I was also having a memory problem. And by being a musician, if you can't memorize music, something is wrong. It's like being an artist, and all of a sudden you can't tell the difference between green and yellow. Well, I was doing the same thing musically. So anyway, I did some more tests. They determined that I had a neurological sarcoidosis. So not only did it affect my memory, but just my coordination and anything you probably can think of for as that. And to be honest, I was sick for about 15 years. It was something over my whole body, just 15 years. I couldn't shake that neurological sarcoidosis. They put me on all kinds of medicine. And it seemed like after 15 years of struggling and just believing God, it just seemed like one day I looked in the mirror and my eyes were kind of back normal, but I was looking in the mirror almost every other day. And it was, my eyes were always off. But one day I looked in the mirror and it seemed like it was getting better. And that's been, it's been, took about 15 years, but I've had some flare ups since then, but not like that. And when I first got diagnosed, they said that it wasn't hereditary. Well, let me get back to, we started the foundation in 2006, right? But later on, I discovered that we have about 8 other people, relatives in our family with sarcoidosis. This is since I've been diagnosed. And they're all on my grandmother's side of the family, the Bell side of the family. So we know that sarcoidosis now really can run in the family. But when I first got diagnosed, and they said they didn't know if it was hereditary, but it is because like I said, I have 8 other members in my family. And just to, not to be so long-winded, I just want to encourage somebody today that it doesn't matter how I feel or look, you have to just keep on believing, and you have to keep on pushing, and don't worry if you have to change doctors. Sometimes you have to change doctors because they still sometimes understand what a patient's going through, and it just amazes me today that they don't understand that sarcoidosis is a very suffering disease. And I think one thing, because a lot of patients don't look like what they're going through, and I think I'm probably one of those patients, but I just want to encourage you to just keep pushing through and just stay prayed up. And I am a saxophone player, and I do have a project. It's called Meditative Inspirational Music. So God allowed me to use my music to get myself through it, but and to inspire other people. And I'm gonna just say this one thing: just ask God to allow you to recreate yourself. And so that's what I had to ask the Lord to do, to recreate myself, because I was playing all over the world playing saxophone, but I didn't have the breath to play the saxophone like that. So I started Googling and searching on the internet, what can I do with this musical talent God gave me? And so that's when I started playing the vocoder. That's the piano that you see. And so God allowed me to start. He just taught me how to do it. I can't even explain it. You couldn't hardly tell what was going on, but you could check on my Facebook, YouTube pages. And so God, He can show you how to recreate yourself. Whatever God has for you, it has no expiration date on it.
That's
I think I've said
amazing.
enough.
I have a question for you, Rachella. When you were being treated for the neurosarcoidosis, what treatment were you on at the time when you noticed it just started to get better? What do you think it was related to? Do you think it was related to one of the medicines? Do you think it was related to like diet change? What do you think could have done it?
Well, I was on methotrexate, but not, I was on, the methotrexate that they give people, I guess, in the needle or intravenously. I actually was taking that in the liquid form and not the tablet. So it was, I guess it was, she was using it instead of letting me taking it through it, with the needle. I took that for some years. She made me take it like with some kind of liquid. So it was much stronger than the pill form. And then also I was a couple of times, well, several times I would take prednisone in the IVs. I would go to the hospital and take prednisone in IVs. And I just think God just finally just let the thing just get up off of me.
Yeah.
And
are you being treated in Houston?
No, I'm in Fort Worth. I had to change
yeah,
doctors over and over. We were just blessed to have it's a guy named Dr. Joseph Austin. He's a Black doctor. He became a pulmonologist because his best friend mother died from sarcoidosis. And so he's been involved in helping us for a long time. And so I just got under doctors that really understood the treatment. And then I had he's a great pulmonologist. And so I think he had me on, breathing treatments and all that. And I did it faithfully for years. But the neurological sarcoidosis had a real strong hold on to me. It was days I didn't feel like I was gonna make it, but I just kept pushing through. And I had a good support system. And then I gave myself, like I said, I asked God to recreate me. So it gave me something to live for. And I was just like, this is bigger than me. And then we started the foundation. I had years that I would try to perform. I was just sitting there, but it still gave me something, a purpose. So that's why I just try to encourage people. I know even if you're sick, just to do something with purpose.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you speak a little bit? I know we're kind of running short on your time, but I would like to hear a little bit more about the event that you host, the annual Uniting Music and the Arts for a Cure. Is that specific to sarcoidosis, or is that for all? Okay.
It's specifically to sarcoidosis. We've done it 15 years straight. Like I said, we started with Miss Emma, and it's called Songs in the Key of Hope. And it's merging music and arts for a cure. And I know most of y'all are probably familiar with Miss Emma P. Hall, the lady played the soul food. Well, that's my godmother. So she would always come down, and then all my musicians friends in Fort Worth surrounding areas. And every year at the Botanical Garden, we have a concert, and we have a feature doctor every year. We get them from different places. And the way we figured that we could get people out, we couldn't really get people out just talking about sarcoidosis. And that's why we came up with the idea to merge the music and the arts, the information and the music to get people out. And believe me, over the 15 years, we probably had thousands of people to come out over the years. So hopefully we've done a little bit. My organization and Miss Emma organization, we don't have a lot of money, but we have a lot of heart, and we do, we try to do what we can to inform people. We do our little bit that God allowed us to do.
You say a little bit, but what you guys have no idea that what you're doing is half of the battle, because if no one knows about the illness, then how can you bring light to it, and how can you bring fundraising to it, and how can you raise money for it to go towards research? So what you guys are doing is not a little, it's a lot, and what you're doing is great. You just said you've had thousands of people out there, and of course you have music and food. People are going to come, and then you get them there, and then you share your message, and you raise awareness. That's what all of this is about. And absolutely, I think you guys what you're doing out there in Fort Worth is great. And I definitely, encourage you to continue. Of course, with COVID, we're all limited, right? But as this, thing kind of I hate to say go away, because I hate to say it may never go away. But as we, get it under control, I hope to see, that you guys can continue what you're doing and do it even on a more grander scale as the years come. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions for Rachella? If no questions, then I think we'll have our first drawing.
Okay.
We're having a drawing.
Surprise. Surprise from Emma Carroll. So we actually have something special for each of, well, based on the raffle here. For all of those who are on the Zoom call who are participating, your name has been actually entered into a raffle, and one of the lovely members here are going to do a drawing and see who is going to be our winner, our first winner. Emma, do you know who's going to do the first drawing? Is it Teresa Jordan?
I'll be doing the first drawing.
All right.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Okay, so I have number 5. I don't know, can you guys see? Number 5.
Yes.
Miss Sharon, you have the names correct. I have number 5.
Are you counting by the faces on the screen?
Well, the names, well, we have the names and the numbers
go together.
Yeah, the names. I'm sorry, the names and the numbers.
Okay, well, who's number 5? What name does number 5 go with?
Give me just a moment. Sorry.
India.
Oh, that's me. Right here.
Congratulations, India.
Oh, thank you.
What did
Thank
she?
winner
What
of the
did
first
she?
drawing.
We had items that were donated
Okay.
by the members of Houston Group and others. So we decided to do a raffle after each speaker.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's India. That's India, number 5.
Oh,
Okay, I have her name at number 5.
What did she have?
Okay, well, on my end, this is what she won.
Put it a little closer to the screen.
Okay, can you guys see it?
Oh, I'm sorry, a little farther back. A little farther back.
Okay, this was the body cream, aromatherapy, eucalyptus.
Oh, okay. Thank
Bath
you.
and Body Works. And then the second one is going to be 1,000 Wishes body spray.
Okay.
And then the third one as a group, and this one is hand soap. It's called Coconut Mint Drop.
Oh,
can you all see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's going to be her prize.
Oh.
And we're gonna mail you. She's gonna get your information offline. I mean, off the page, and personally, and then we're gonna mail them to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Jessica.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations, India.
Thank you so much. It's
All
very
right,
much
so-
appreciated. I cough a lot. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, without any further delay, I'd love to introduce the next speaker, Miss Stacy Sneed, owner of the Women of Life Changing Inc. and also founder of the Purple Makeup Movement and the Purple Shirt and Tie Movement. Welcome, Stacy Sneed.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Stacy.
Hi,
Hi, Emma. First of all, I would like to thank Emma for inviting me. This is very informative, and I really like to say hello to everyone there, all my Sarcoidosis female warriors. How you guys doing out there? So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. I have sarcoidosis. I'm 21 year sarcoidosis survivor. And when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, the doctors didn't really know what I had. As Rochelle was saying, they would send you home with all types of stuff saying you got this or you have that, but you really don't know exactly what, they really don't know exactly what you have. They had told me I had sinus problems. I was coughing so bad that it was just terrible. I had lesions all on my arms. And when I just hit myself, I was in so much pain. So I just kept going back to the doctors, and then they still kept telling me, oh, it's just acute sinus, take antibiotics. And the more I took the antibiotics, the worse I became. So I started like doing research, and I had an uncle who had sarcoidosis. So I said to one of the doctors, can you test me? Maybe I have sarcoidosis because I have a family member who has it. Well, the doctor didn't know anything about sarcoidosis, but they did do a biopsy. And then they found out that I did have sarcoidosis, but they did tell me it was not genetic. So for years and years, I was sick, unable to breathe. It was just so bad. I was like suffocating in my mucus. It affected my outer appearance. It was in my eyes. It was in my nose. It was on my lips, my hands, all my joints. At night when I go to sleep, I just prayed because so many times that I would sleep, I didn't think I would wake up the next day because I had very little oxygen to breathe. My nostril was like about this big, and it had a whole bunch of lesions all over on top of my nose. So it was just inside of it was full of them as well. So it was just like closing me up for oxygen. And I was extremely weak because I wasn't getting enough oxygen. But with that being said, I went through it for such a long time. I was bullied. My children had problems at school when I showed up for PTA meetings because I was different. I had sarcoidosis on my outer appearance. Nobody understood it. So it affected my whole entire family, but I had a strong support team. At one point, I didn't think my looks would go back to what they were at one point. But with my husband, he kept telling me, you got to be strong. One day you're going to wake up. You're going to be back the same as you were. And at that point of going through it, I start losing my self-esteem because the world that we live in, the world we're laughing, the world we're judging. And it was just so unbearable for me to go out in public because I knew once I go out in public, I was going to have such a bad day. So in order for me to get away from all that I was going through emotionally, because with sarcoidosis, it affects you emotionally, mentally. So I was able to get on a treatment called Remicade and methotrexate. And I think that's what helped me to a certain point. But first and foremost, God helped me, because just like Ms. Teresa was saying, Rachel was saying, that you have to pray to God to give you, help you out with this situation when you're ill. You cannot just make yourself a part of sarcoidosis. You have to try to beat it every way you can. So I started like eating healthy, changing my diet. I started exercising. First of all, meditating on God's word for healing faithfully. Drinking so much water, just trying to, flush my system. And with the water, I was adding lemon and I was adding lime to my water as I drink it. And it was like really flushing my system out. I was doing the process of doing all that. I was in the Afro-American newspaper, speaking on behalf of sarcoidosis. I was also if you guys familiar with Maryland, I was in the Maryland newspaper. I was in a lot of media outlet radio stations, the Steve Harvey Show radio station, Praise 104.1, just advocating every year for sarcoidosis. And I also do annual events for sarcoidosis, and it's with my organization called the Women of Life Changing, Inc. And what we do every year is we hear stories of women who were suffering with sarcoidosis or cancer or any disease that they have to tell their story and how they beat the illness, how they fought it. And just start believing in themselves and believing that God had something bigger and better for them. And by becoming ill, it was just giving you a testimony so you can help others. So with that being said, I just prayed to God and he just brought everything together for me. And it was a battle. I cannot say it wasn't a battle. I cannot say it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was very challenging. It was very emotional. And one thing that a lot of people I know who have sarcoidosis and was on medication, such as the medication that we were on with prednisone, it was a nightmare for me. It took me years to talk about the effects that prednisone did to me, but it had like suicidal thoughts. And I held that inside of me for so long because I didn't want to continue to be judged, So it took a long time. And when I finally told my husband, because every time I take the medication, if we riding down the street in the car, it's like the voice or something saying, open the door, jump out the car. The prednisone is such a terrible drug. And I thank God so much that I can now talk about it without being embarrassed about it. And maybe it can help other people who's on that drug and had experienced it. But I know we have to take it to a certain extent. But it's just like you have to watch all the signs and everything when you're taking certain medications, because it's the good and the bad with it, So we do have to be proactive and just like watching what we eat and exercising and flushing our system constantly. So
oh, that's an amazing story, Stacy. Are you considered officially in remission right now, or are you still taking medication?
I'm still on medication. I take folic acid and I take methotrexate. But my goal that I'm working on now is to not take methotrexate because I have major headaches and I know it's affiliated with the drug. Mm-hmm. So they kind of weaning me off of it. So I'm just praying that, I know God gonna take care of me. Absolutely. In the midst of, from taking that, but I'm still on those two drugs, but a very low dose. Because I start just trying to do things for myself, ginger, drinking ginger tea, eating ginger, like eating garlic, all types of natural herbs and stuff I would take, just trying to heal myself because I just don't want to depend fully on the doctors. I depend on them, but I have to bring alternative methods into my health as well, because I'm trying to live, because I know how it felt when I was losing it, almost losing my life towards this disease. So now it's just a fighting battle for me. As always, I'm trying to do something different to do better. So, I just keep on praying and stay strong, and God's going to do the rest for me.
Absolutely.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, you go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, because you and Rachella said something similar, and following the sarcoidosis, Facebook groups and just trying to get an idea of what other people are doing. And, me and my mom kind of brainstorm all the time, like, especially when her sarcoid started to spread and just get out of control, different things to do. And both of you guys talked about change in diet. And I was just curious, I heard you mention ginger, and I heard her mention lemon and lime and a lot of different things, and garlic. What else specifically can you think of, or mention or share with someone else here that may be experiencing, something similar to what you are experiencing, or someone that may watch this later, in terms of diet change or eliminating things from diet or adding things to diet? What would you speak of if you could name 3 things?
Well, eliminating a lot of things from your diet with sarcoidosis. I mean, I do eat things because I have a little cook show, but I eat it in moderation. But eliminating white white foods, processed foods, sugars. I do honey, but I would put a little sugar like when I'm baking or something of that nature. But a lot of the processed foods, red meats. I don't eat any red meats because it doesn't digest for me. It doesn't work for me with sarcoids. So I stay away from that. I do eat fish and chicken. I would eat, I'd try to stay away from a lot of fried foods because I can feel the effect with that. Yogurt, if I eat yogurt, the next morning my feet hurts. So I know dairy is not good for me. So it's like listening to the signs of the food that you're eating to eliminate it or just to do it in moderation. And that's how I started helping myself to become healthy because I just start paying attention to the signs and how exercising. Lord, I don't like exercising. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like a chore. I can't stand it. But I have to get on that treadmill at least 15 minutes a day. We have to keep these muscles with sarcoidosis moving because they get so stiff. Sometimes you hear your bones cracking with sarcoidosis. You walking and you like, oh my God, what's going on with me? So we have so much going on with our body, but it's so important. It's so imperative for us to start trying to evaluate ourselves and our body so we can just try to beat this, because if we don't fight with sarcoidosis is going to get us.
Right.
It's going to take us down.
Right. And right now, with there being so little research being done for you guys and being done for sarcoid, it seems like so much of you all's not survival, but your ability to thrive with this illness and live with this illness is so much in your own hands, and so much so related to what you eat, what you ingest, what you do in terms of managing it holistically, like managing it on your own. That's why I'm asking both you and Stacy, you and Rachella so far, the questions about diet change and what you're doing to manage it. When you do eat those foods and those like I call them inflammatory foods, the sugars and the flour and all of that, what happens? Like, how do you guys feel? Again, I don't have sarcoid, so I have to, depend on you all's feedback to, better help my patients too. So what do you feel? Do you feel pain or?
It's a lot of pain. It's hard. Like for instance, like I said, if I ate yogurt, and I love yogurt with strawberries in it, the next morning my feet hurts really bad. It's like a tightness. It feels like so much inflammation build up in your joints, and it just hurts. Or your stomach feel funny. My stomach. And with sarcoidosis, what symptoms I have, it doesn't mean that other people with sarcoidosis will have those symptoms too. We all different with sarcoidosis. Some certain things that they go through that I might never went through. So it's kind of really hard, but in reference to what happens to me when I'm eating certain foods, white foods, fried foods, dairy products, I definitely feel it. And I know it's affecting me. So I have to, and then stress. I don't want to leave stress out. With sarcoidosis, you cannot be stressed out. Yeah, and that flares up inflammation with us and back problems and everything, and it affects us mentally. So that's another no that we need to stay away from.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing and your feedback and for everything that you're doing in terms of bringing awareness and shedding a light. Again, same thing I was telling Emma and Rachella. You guys feel like what you're doing is small and little, but you don't always see, the people that you are affecting and the information that you are sharing may save somebody else's life. So Thank you for everything that you're doing and for sharing your story. So, and now we will have another raffle, and I think Sharon Bankett, that's it, right? You are going to do this one. Are you there, Sharon?
Unmute her.
Oh, oops. Sorry, I went a little mute. I told you I just learned how to mute today.
No, that's fine. That's great. Thank you. Yes, I do have a raffle. Let me grab. The next gift we have will be a $25 MasterCard gift card. I'll hold it up so you can see it.
With a beautiful purple bow.
I know. And the winner for that one will be number 10. That's our Chardina Jones. Oh, hi, congratulations.
Let me unmute.
Yeah, it's Claire Dina.
Okay, Claire Dina Jones. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to put my email address in the chat. So after the call, you can email me your information and I'll get the gift mailed to you.
All right.
Don't you have one more?
Congratulations.
Sharon, don't you have one more for that drawing? We had two per drawing, didn't we not?
Well, we could do another one if you want to do another one.
Unless you just gonna, yeah, okay.
Oh, we were doing it and then we were gonna do some at the end.
Okay, great, okay. My group is so generous.
Okay, and now I would like to, sorry, I didn't even ask if there was any questions for Stacy. I think I took up all the questions. I'm sorry.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
When I met Stacy, I met her through an article that she had done on Afro American Magazine. The title of it was Sarcoidosis Doesn't Have to Be a Death Sentence. To me, that resonated all over because due to the fact when my daughter died, I had to always tell—
Wait, hold on, Miss Emma.
Huh?
You froze there for a minute. When you said when you first met Stacy and then it froze.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, when I met Stacy, I didn't know her. I read the article and it was about sarcoidosis and this young lady who told her story, and she said, sarcoidosis doesn't have to be a death sentence. That resonated with me because my daughter died, but that didn't mean that if someone else, that would happen to someone else. I had to explain that a lot of times when I first started for people not to be afraid because that was my story and my outreach, for my doing outreach. And she put it perfectly. So what I did, I didn't know her. I contacted the paper to get information about her so that she could contact me because I wanted to post the article and have her comment on it. Once I posted that article, she got on Facebook, she got so many comments and hits behind that. And I just want to thank you for that because that really says a lot. It doesn't have to be a death sentence. We do lose warriors. We've lost about 2 or 3 in the last couple of months, but it doesn't have to be a death sentence. 19 years ago, people didn't know how to pronounce the word. Doctors didn't know half what they know now. There's more research. So there is some progress, but it's not enough. And I just want to say that, and I thank her for that article.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys don't mind, I will, before I introduce the next speaker, I'd like to share something, just going off of what Emma said. I'd like to share an experience from the ER really quickly. Obviously not having sarcoidosis, but being the daughter of, a mom with sarcoidosis. I remember I was working in the ER one night and a husband and wife came into the ER, similar to what I think Stacy and Rachel both said. They went to the ER and everybody was saying they had anxiety or they had this and all these other diagnoses that weren't sarcoidosis. And the wife said that she had just been diagnosed with sarcoidosis and she was so afraid and she was so scared. And all she said was like, nobody knows what to do with me. They gave me some prednisone and, I feel like I'm just kind of, being left to, kind of take care of myself. And it was during a time when my mom had she had just been diagnosed with neurosarcoid. So we were like going to Ohio and trying to see all of the sarcoidosis specialists. And I felt like a sarcoidosis specialist myself. So, I was like, my mom has sarcoidosis and, she's taking Remicade and she's doing all these things. And the specialist told her to do all this stuff. And when I tell you the family was just so grateful, like they started crying and they started hugging me because you know, like you said, like nobody knows anything about it. And sometimes I guess it does feel like a death sentence, especially when you don't have anybody giving you any adequate information. And like you said, sometimes the doctors can't even say it. That's really embarrassing. So, and scary. So, you know, again, just to highlight, you know, what you guys are doing is amazing. Every article, every radio station visit, every Facebook or social media post, everything you guys do matters. So please continue and don't be discouraged. And without further ado, I will introduce the next speaker, Miss Andrina Sonola Johnson. Owner of the Andrina Sonola Creative Productions LLC, also actress and producer, currently producing the Project Purple Mission, which is a sarcoidosis awareness film. Sorry, it's called Project Purple Mission. Is that right? That's right.
It's called Project Purple Mission Sarcoidosis Awareness.
Yes. Sorry if I didn't get that
also
right.
known as Project Purple.
Project Purple. I love it. I love it. So without further ado, Andrina Johnson.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you, Miss Emma, for inviting me to speak. I really want to get the word out there about what we're doing, and I'm so thankful that she has also joined me on the production of this film and will be featured on this documentary. The film will be dedicated to her daughter, and she's been very helpful in connecting me with other people and just helping us get this produced. So she's been an amazing woman. How did we meet? Because I don't even remember. I thought it was like, how did I meet her? But I'm like, I'm just so glad that you came into my life because you've been so instrumental in the production of this film. So here's my little story. So unlike the other two ladies, I was very fortunate when I first got diagnosed. I was had just moved out to LA. I was beginning my filmmaking career and trying to pursue more acting roles. And within that same year, I started having really bad lower back pain and also having a limp. I felt like my toes were numb at first and I didn't kind of understand what was going on. But the problem kind of got worse and I started falling down. And I remember being on the set of my first short film that I was directing and producing. And it was just a mess. I was falling down. The crew and stuff was always trying to help me up. And the day after we wrapped, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the hospital. So I drove myself up there. But by the time I was so weak, by the time I got out of the car and tried to make it to the entrance, I just collapsed. And an ambulance had to come around because I was at the wrong door. But an ambulance had to come around and get me in and bring me inside. And they didn't know what was wrong with me at first. The hospital stay ended up being almost 2 months. And at first they thought I had MS or I had a stroke or something. And then, eventually they came to me and they told me what I had was a condition called neurosarcoidosis. And they mentioned how rare it was and how they didn't really know of any support groups. So that was really devastating. But at that time, they were able to give me the IV steroids and for 5 days after the diagnosis. And I was walking again, I could run, but I could never wear heels again. And that is the saddest part. But, I was pretty stable and I took prednisone, of course. It changes your appearance, but since I was fit at the time and exercising, my face got round, but I really didn't gain that much weight. So I was still acting and still doing stuff. And then about year 5 into my diagnosis, it just seemed to get so much worse. And I thought, okay, well, it's time for some more prednisone. And I got that prednisone and it wasn't the magic trick anymore. Like it didn't work. So my I just started to really go down. My mobility was worse. My pain, like I never had a bad problem with pain except for when I was having a flare up, but the pain became constant. And I didn't, you know, I was in Houston at the time. I had moved to be closer to family, and I did not find the medical, like doctors there that could help me, especially with the state at the time. Like, I don't know if anything's changed, but they didn't extend Medicaid. So I was having a hard time maintaining insurance and getting to a quality doctor. I remember hearing one day I showed up at a new doctor, and he was a private, like a primary care physician. And I remember hearing him tell a nurse, "Oh, we're not dealing with this today." After I know he had just seen my records, like, "Oh, we're not dealing with this today."
Wow.
So he came in, and then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to refer you out." I'm like, "Okay." So he referred me to another doctor, and he told me, "You know how many sarcoidosis patients that I've seen?" And I was like, "No, how many?" And he goes, "2." And I was like, And so I didn't see him again after that. And I found another doctor, and he was so amazed. Like, he didn't believe me. Like, when I came in there and told him I had neurosarcoidosis, he was like, that's pretty rare. Like, you know how rare that is. I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I have." And I'm like, and I showed him my medical records from California. Didn't really believe it. But after he saw he got the information, and he saw my MRIs and stuff. He was amazed, but had no treatment plan for me besides like maybe going to the hospital and trying prednisone. I was like, I tried that, it's not working. So I ended up, now I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. But that was a really hard transition, leaving Hollywood and leaving what my, and then I didn't know if I was going to be able to continue with what I felt like my passion was in life, and having to adjust to this new identity. And I didn't like coming home because I had gotten fat from all this prednisone, and now I have this walker. I'm like, I don't want anyone who had seen me before to see me now, because I'd rather them remember me as I was. So I was really reclusive and staying in. But eventually, with therapy and some medication and just prayer, and I found the strength to so I'm going to be alive, like I'm living, and I can let this time in my life be a total waste, or I can. So I decided to get my my bachelor's degree, and I got that. And after I did that, and then I made a short film. This is actually before I got my degree, but I enrolled in school, and then I felt moved to create a documentary on sarcoidosis. It's like something that spoke to my spirit, like, this is what you need to be doing. So that's what I did. And we created a short film I had no money, but we created a mini documentary is what I call it. And we actually had it on Amazon for like a year and a half before they took it down. But we had really high ratings, like a 9.5 on the reviews. And just because it was a short film, I think that's why they took it down, because it wasn't making much money. But it did show me that there was an interest in the topic. So that encouraged me to continue on creating a larger project, which is Project Purple. We've been able to raise over $10,000 now for the creation of this doc. Yay, praise the Lord. And I'm so honored and blessed to be working on this. Miss Emma Carroll connected me to Bernie Mac's widow, Miss Rhonda McCulling. She's going to be on there. Karen Duffy should be on there. And we've met some amazing individuals within the sarcoidosis community. We're going to be sharing their stories. And if you would like to learn more about that, you can go to purpledocumentary.com. That's all.
Wow, that's incredible. That's an incredible story and incredible what you have going on. Again, same thing, bringing awareness by all you all's different avenues and talents and all these amazing things that you guys do, that in your own lane is gonna bring awareness and eventually bring some money to the research is what we need. For I think a couple of you guys said that the doctors told you there's no genetic component, and for some doctors to be so hard fast and steadfast and hey, this is absolutely, there's no genetic component, when in reality they don't know that yet because they haven't really had geneticists to do the work yet. So absolutely, I love what you're doing. And in terms of your illness, are you I'm not sure if you said it already, are you still on treatment also? Just
Yeah, I take several medications for the symptoms. One medication specifically for the sarcoidosis, which is the Remicade infusions every 6 weeks.
Remicade. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty familiar with that now also. With my mom is doing the Remicade infusions as well. Sorry, was that a HIPAA violation?
You sure?
Sorry. And as far as the film goes, I'm really excited about that. When do you think it'll be ready for viewing?
Well, we're gonna wrap production. It's expected to end by the end of July. So hopefully we'll have a final edit by February of next year, or April of next year. I don't know why I said that. Oh, February, because we're hoping to screen it before then at like a private premiere or something. But it could be as late as April, and we'll just do it for Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. And I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be right now, but it's a pretty close call between Chicago or Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, so I used to live there, so it'd be real nice for me to go back too.
Yeah, either way, I'd love to come and see it. I'd love to be part of it. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
But
when we talked about it, because she asked me, and I said, well, when you think about it, Houston is like the center of the United States. We're down here, then on the other end, and on the other end is LA, so people can meet between. And then,
all Houstonians think that they're the center of the United States.
And then we could do the purple carpet walk, all dressed up for the premiere, like they're gonna do for the Oscars. So we're gonna do the purple carpet. Well, I don't know. I just threw that at the end, and now I'm not even.
Yeah, that's what I got. Purple carpet.
Well, that's awesome. Well, keep us updated and let us know, and so everybody can make plans to be there. That'll be awesome.
Yes, I will. I will.
Especially after COVID. I know people are desperate to see each other again and mingle and all that.
Hopefully we'll be good by that part of the year of next year.
Fingers crossed. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody get your shots. Get vaccinated.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And I think we have a raffle drawing. Yeah, I'm not sure who is going to be pulling this raffle though. So who is that going to be, Emma?
I think it's Teresa.
Teresa.
Unless she gave them all to Sharon. Who has them? Sharon, you have them? You have some more, Teresa? Can Teresa hear me? Sharon, you doing the drawing?
They're probably muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to pull the next one. The number. Okay. Number 7 will be the winner, Lady Donna Charleston. Number 7.
Hello? Hello?
Hello,
yes.
Lady Donnis.
Hi, everyone.
You are a winner.
Driving, so please excuse the Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Oh, look, I don't know if you can see Sharon is holding up what you won. You got a beautiful purple necklace with some matching earrings.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Purple is my favorite color. Thank you.
And they were made by Madeline Culpepper.
Oh, thank
She
you
makes
so
jewelry.
much.
Wave your hand.
How nice. Well, congratulations. And I think that they'll do the same thing that they've been doing with everyone else. You'll reach out to, they'll send their email, and then you reach out to them with your contact information, and then they'll get you your prize.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And this is for everyone, not just Adrena. One of my biggest problems that I've suffered with from beginning to end has been insomnia. Has anyone here suffered with chronic insomnia?
I have.
I have.
Wow, looks like it's unanimous.
Yeah, I'm always sleepy, but can't sleep long. Like,
I only sleep like an hour or two at night, wake up a few hours, then maybe right before dawn, I go to sleep for another hour or two. Right now, I'm reading a lot of things that says that the lack of sleep is the root of just about all of can be the root of just about all of your health issues. Not getting enough sleep and having
They
that
said
chronic
dementia the other day. I saw that lack of sleep can cause dementia.
Yeah.
And I have sleep apnea, so I do okay as long as I have my sleep apnea machine. But when I first started having insomnia, I was told it was because I was going through menopause. But I have sleep apnea, so that if I don't have my machine, I really won't sleep. So
yeah,
I've had difficulty going to sleep at night for years. And I have to, most of the time I have to take something just so that I can sleep through the night, or else I'll wake up in the middle of the night and then can't go back to sleep.
Yeah, the 1 or 2 hours that I get a night is with the CPAP machine. With that, without that, I'll catch myself waking up and scared that I can't breathe. So it's a never-ending battle. Right at the time when they're fighting this opioid addiction, and none of the doctors are prescribing any type of sleep meds right now, which makes it doubly hard.
Are you in Texas?
Yes.
That's why I had the same problem when I was there, because it was so bad in Texas, the opioids. So they're afraid that the drug administration is going to come. But it's a shame because I had to take pain medication. That's one of the reasons why I can't sleep well. I can lay down for about 2 hours before it becomes painful. Or like I can sit up for about 2 hours or maybe an hour before it becomes painful. So I do take trazodone and melatonin to help me sleep maybe 3 or 4 hours, sometimes up to 5 hours. So that's the only way I get any sleep.
Yeah.
With the pain medication too.
Have any of you all doctors? Sorry. I don't know who was talking.
Somebody asked about doctors.
Oh, I was saying that I have problems sleeping as well, but I noticed once I start, like a baby, start taking a real hot bubble bath with Epsom salt and putting bubbles like oils in it, and then drinking a hot cup of ginger tea, I can relax and I start getting my sleep that way. So if you guys can try that and see if it doesn't work, but it kind of helps. You can't sleep through the whole night, but you do get some rest. So that's important too.
Have you all's doctors attributed y'all's insomnia to the prednisone or?
I was having problems even before taking prednisone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, fortunately, now I have IBS too. And the doctor has put me on, I think it's Librax. And that's the only thing that kind of helps me sleep at night. So I take it at night.
Is your IBS from the sarcoidosis?
I don't know, but I've had digestive problems for several years. My digestive system is very sluggish. So I have to take medication every day to help me go.
Yeah.
Plus the Librex to stop the spasms or control spasms. But I kind of believe that all these things that are chronic with me probably has something to do with sarcoidosis, but the doctors don't know that or haven't come out and said that.
Do you happen to have neurosarcoidosis?
No, I don't. I just had pulmonary and cardiac.
Okay. Because part of, I believe it doesn't have to be that, but that's a symptom of neurosarcoidosis as well. As like, I had to take a pill for every function of my body almost.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to the emergency room one night. I was so impacted because it was like, I just stopped moving.
Yeah.
It was so painful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope that they, again, not sure if it's related to sarcoid or if it's true IBS or if the two are, related, but hopefully you can get with a doctor that has more insight and give you, more information while you're trying, the holistic remedies and holistic medications and over-the-counter stuff. So
well, it's hard to find doctors, specialists that know much about sarcoidosis. I see a gastric doctor, but I don't think he really knows much about sarcoidosis.
He's tell
never
you
attributed anything.
Right. When my mom's sarcoid advanced from just pulmonary to pulmonary and neuro, we had the same issue with trying to find a specialist, and we ended up going to Ohio where all of the sarcoidosis specialists were, and she saw like all the different special, like the cardiac sarcoid, pulmonary sarcoid, neurosarcoid, all in one day. And then they shared their treatment plan with her doctors here, and were able to keep that treatment plan and treatment regimen that they recommended. So
I have a good pulmonary and cardiac there with Baylor, and but any other specialists, it's hard to find one that knows much about sarcoidosis.
And one of the things that we did was that I did with my doctors was I found that with all of these different doctors, they weren't really talking to each other to the point where I would start emailing one doctor with what another doctor had said or what they had prescribed for me, or what they were doing for me, because they just, I don't know if it was pride or just a poor system, but when they're not talking, one's treating you and then another one's treating you, you don't know how this is interacting with each other.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I found stability when I started going to Baylor, and all of my doctors are there, except my primary care physician, because I need a primary care physician close to home, and my gastroenterologist. Everybody else is there. And if one doctor missed something, another one will catch it and contact them and stuff. So I found that to really stabilize me once I started going to Baylor, and everybody was talking to each other, because they could see all the information. They were on one system.
Right.
Yeah. I could email them too, and they'll email me back. So I found that's what really stabilized. Before I was going to different doctors, and they were firing me, and I was firing them.
You were letting them go, huh? You sound like my mom. She'll fire a doctor in a minute. But without further ado, Tricelle Davis. Tricelle Davis is actually our next speaker. She's occupational therapist and author of Take This Cup, My Journey Through Accepting My Chronic Illness. She's a longtime member of the Houston Sarcoidosis Support Group, and she's here to talk to us about how chronic illness affects your mental health. Tricelle Davis.
Okay. I was going to tell you about how I met Miss Emma. I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis of the lungs and the eyes and the joints in 2005. And I was told that it was rare. And I was working as an occupational therapist in a school in A-Leaf. And I don't normally tell people why I'm calling in sick, but I just happened to tell the lady when I called in sick. When I got back, she had this brochure and she said, "Is this what you have?" And it scared me because I looked at the brochure and Miss Emma's daughter, had died from it. They told me that sarcoidosis was rare, it wasn't serious and all of that. So I said, oh Lord, I need to get on the ball with this. And so then, but one doctor did tell me I had 8 years to live because I had stage 4 pulmonary sarcoidosis, but I switched doctors. And then when I was on oxygen for 4 years, and it was 7 years after my diagnosis that I was on oxygen. And I said, oh, well, maybe he was right. And so, but I'm still here. So anyway, and so I wrote my book, Take This Cup, because, I had really, went to God and said, God, why? And when I'm talking about, chronic illness and depression is because, I did go, sometimes I did experience depression. I never thought about suicide, but I did say, God, why didn't you take me home? Why am I going through all of this? And God said that he wanted to use me to minister to others. So that's why I wrote the book, to kind of tell my story. And it can be ordered at TreeselDavis.com or on Amazon. And I do have a short PowerPoint that I'm going to talk about chronic illness and mental health. So let me share my screen. Let me see. Oh, share. Okay. Okay. So I need to. Okay. Where is it? Let me see. I don't see the thing to play it.
Huh?
I'm trying to play it, but there's some stuff at the top that's.
Look at the top next to where it says off.
Okay, show slide, top. New slide. No, I can't. My top is, for some reason, it's covered up by.
Take your arrow. You see where it says auto save in the top left corner? Auto save.
Auto save.
At the very top in that red area.
Yeah, the red.
Okay, that's covered up. Okay, auto save. Okay.
Okay, don't click it. Go down right there. Yes, click that.
Click here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 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 Oh, I need to move these things. Okay, what is a chronic illness? Okay, well, first, an illness is a feeling and an experience of unhealth, which is entirely personal and interior to the patient, and is often accompanied by disease, but the disease may be undeclared. Sometimes an illness exists where no disease can be found. And a chronic illness is an illness that lasts for a long period of time and typically cannot be cured, however, sometimes treatable and manageable. Okay, I'm trying to see how I can move this out the way. Okay, I'm trying to move the pictures because they're.
We can see everything just fine.
Okay, I can't see everything, but I do have it printed out. Okay, and how is chronic illness may lead to depression. Some people may experience symptoms of depression after being diagnosed with a medical illness, and these symptoms decrease as they adjust to the new normal or treat the medical illness. In addition, certain medications can also trigger depression. Depression can also be genetic, and always talk to your doctor if you're feeling depressed. Remember, depression is treatable. Okay, some symptoms of depression: persistent, sad, anxious, or empty mood, feeling hopeless or pessimistic, feeling irritable, easily frustrated or restless, feeling guilty, worthless or helpless, loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies and activities, decreased energy, fatigue, or feeling slowed down, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. Okay, and difficulty sleeping, early morning awakening, or oversleeping, a change in appetite or weight, aches, pains, headaches, cramps, digestive problems, clear physical causes that do not ease even when treated. If you have these problems and even when they're treated, you still have the problems. Suicide attempts or thoughts of death or suicide. Okay, depression is diagnosed following you have a physical exam and you have a lab test. Then you have psychiatric evaluation, and then they use the DSM-3, which is a diagnostic and statistic mental disorder, which it's a list of symptoms that a doctor goes by that if you have so many of these symptoms, then they'll diagnose you with depression. Okay. Types of depression, you have a anxious distress, which is depression with unusual restlessness or worry about possible events or loss of control. I know I went through just some anxious distress because I actually had to stop working, and I was just a mom with 3 small kids, and I was always on the go, working 2 and 3 jobs, and I loved my job, and when I went on oxygen, I can't see patients with an oxygen tank on my shoulder, so I had some anxious distress. There's mixed features. It's simultaneously depression and mania, which includes elevated self-esteem and increased energy. Melancholic features is severe depression with lack of response to something that's covered up. That's used to bring, it's associated with early morning awakening, worsened mood in the morning, major changes, guilt, agitation, sluggishness. Okay, it's severe depression with lack of response to something that used to bring pleasure, and associated with early morning awakening, worsened mood in the morning, major changes in appetite, and a feeling of guilt, agitation, or sluggishness. Atypical features is depression that includes the ability to temporarily be cheered by happy events, increased appetite, excessive need to sleep, sensitivity to rejection, and a heavy feeling in the arms and legs. Okay, types of depression. You have psychotic features, which is depression accompanied by delusions or hallucinations, which may involve personal inadequacy or other negative themes. Catatonic depression that includes motor activity that involves either uncontrollable or purposeful movement or fixed and inflexible posture. Postpartum depression, that's onset that occurs during pregnancy or in the weeks or months after delivery. And then seasonal pattern, depression related to changes in the season and reduced exposure to sunlight. I think a lot of people, like with COVID, a lot of people are going to depression because we've been in so long. And sometimes with seasonal depression, having a chronic illness, if you are, not used to doing a thing, say for Christmas, that you used to do a holiday, you may get seasonal depression. Okay, and how may a chronic illness cause depression? There may be a sudden life change as follows: a change in physical health. Chronic illness causes to have physical health, more doctor's appointments, more medications to take, a decrease in your usual activities, and a decrease or modification in work. I know when I had to stop working, I did, become depressed, but not enough to where I had to take medication or went to therapy. I don't think I even really told my doctors about it because I felt like it was just a normal grieving process for me, or for anybody that's having to stop working and having all this, the chronic illness and all this thrust upon me. And also a decrease in self-esteem due to a decrease in ability to perform previous roles. And that's the same thing when I couldn't work anymore. And I had done this for 30, well, when in 2013, it was not 30 years, but I've done it since 1990. Enduring the longevity of the illness, with a chronic illness, it's always those symptoms come and go. So that can depress you because you feel like you're never well. It's like you're once I know with me, it was always something. One time I was falling, and they did test me for neurosarcoidosis. They tested me for lupus. They didn't do the lumbar for MS, but they did do some other tests. But they was looking for something when they did the brain scan for MS. And they never found out. I was dizzy. I saw an ENT doctor. They poured They poured stuff in my ears. They did all kind of tests. I sat in this room with the computer and did all this, and they didn't find anything. But I believe that I did have neurosarcoidosis, but I believe, this is just me, by the time they started assessing me, it had went into inactivity. That's just my belief. Okay. Also, medication prescribed to treat the chronic illness may cause depression, and also a pre-existing genetic predisposition of depression, and then thinking about death. You know, when I was first diagnosed with sarcoidosis, my girls were young. Well, I didn't know. I wasn't diagnosed yet. I was going to MD Anderson. I went to MD Anderson for 30 days because I had a PET scan. My symptoms started out with pain in my hip. And I was actually transferring a patient to the floor. And the doctor said, oh, it's arthritis. And they gave me ibuprofen, but I knew it wasn't arthritis. It was a really deep pain in my bones. And so I asked for a CAT scan. That's when they found the nodules. They said accidentally, but I knew it wasn't an accident. They found the nodules in my lungs. And then I went to MD Anderson for 30 days. I was an outpatient from January the 3rd to the end of January. They did MRIs and CT scans from my head to my toe. And because when I did the PET scan, it lit up. So MD Anderson was trying to rule out stomach cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer. And then they told me, and lung cancer. They say, you know, you must have another cancer somewhere too that's metastasized to all of this. And so when I got the sarcoidosis diagnosis, I was happy because I thought I had a death sentence. And I told God, I had a 4-hour prayer session with my God said to me. That's where also where the title of my book came. And my husband had taken the girls to he had taken the girls to an event at church, and I had a 4-hour prayer session in my bedroom with me and God. And I said, God, you know, I have these girls. He said, these are my girls. And I just was really, you know, thinking about death and leaving my children. And so I did kind of go through a temporary depression there. But that's when God told me, he said, you don't have cancer. And God told me, he said, you have sarcoidosis. I had treated a patient with sarcoidosis when I was working in a hospital. And I know that I had some of those same symptoms. But I was just so glad to get that diagnosis and not have all this cancer. Okay, managing depression. Depression may be managed several ways through medication, psychotherapy, hospital and residential treatment, electroconvulsive therapy, which is ECT, transcranial magnetic stimulation, which is TMS. Okay. Now, how can occupational therapy help? As an occupational therapist, we evaluate clients that are diagnosed with depression to determine their meaningful life roles. And we provide them different activities and tasks to help them to gain a sense of accomplishment when performing these roles. And some of the activities and tasks, they may include work assimilation, where we may, if a patient wants to go to work, we may have them to do the things that they would have to do at work. Meal preparation, grocery shopping, meal planning, leisure planning. Also may help them develop a hobby and setting boundaries. And also setting goals and action plans, time management. And also we help them manage their chronic illness. Because I believe once you get the chronic illness under control, that helps with the depression. And by helping them, manage, for example, as a result of me taking prednisone, I developed diabetes. So as an occupational therapist, we may help the patient, get on a schedule to check their blood sugars. And also they have to take a lot of medication, help them develop a schedule, taking the medications so they won't forget. Also, occupational therapy work with clients on behavior modification. And so we help the client to cope with the emotional challenges associated with living with the chronic illness. And we help them also to identify these emotions such as anger, depression, fear. I know I was angry because I had to stop working. Also, I went through, my family went through a decrease in income, and actually we had to downsize from our house to an apartment. And, so that also brought on some depression, and also just a fear of the unknown, a fear of, what's next. Also, we help the clients process feelings of uncertainty about the future and changes in relationships and with family and friends. You can't do the things that you used to do. I know my husband had to do a lot. When I got on oxygen, I couldn't vacuum. I couldn't even make the bed. And so, I started cooking meals in a crock pot. I started cooking meals in the oven. And if I took a shower, I had to lay down. And because I didn't take a shower with the oxygen. It was like they told me to, but I'm like, I can't get in the shower with this oxygen tank. And so I would take a shower, then I had to lay down with my oxygen for 20 or 30 minutes. So I did everything. By me being an occupational therapist, it helped me to be able to rest. I would do things, and also I knew how to adapt things. So I would just adapt activities to where I was not using up so much energy. And we also help the class and caregivers to take charge of the chronic condition by teaching them how to advocate for themselves. Because once you can advocate for yourself, you may feel like you have some control over the condition to a certain extent. And that gives you some hope and how to decrease your depression when you have some control. And like I said, you can change doctors. I take Renegade. I refused to Renegade because I didn't feel like I was that sick. And he fired me, but I'm still here. I didn't take the Renegade. But anyway, everything, I would tell you, I'm not one to take a lot of drugs. I only take prednisone if I deem it extremely necessary. Because the first time I took prednisone, I gained 30 pounds. And I have not lost those 30 pounds yet. And that was way back in 2005. So I took prednisone in 2015 because my lymph nodes in my chest, I also have some of my lymph nodes swelled up so big. I went to MDS and they did a biopsy to see if I had lymphoma. So I didn't. So I took the prednisone to decrease the lymphoma. That's when the doctor wanted me to take Renegade. And I said, no, I'm just going to wait and see. And so I didn't take it. And I don't like taking pain meds, and that's probably why I take 4 blood pressure pills, because when someone's doing for other different symptoms that another blood pressure med may call, and for my kidneys, they call it for the kidneys and all that. But they said, well, some of that is because I'm in pain, but I just bear the pain. So I guess that kind of makes my blood pressure go up. But anyway, with occupations, that we can kind of help you to get in touch with those feelings and emotions. Okay, and we provide services in a variety of settings, such as inpatient clinics, outpatient clinics, community clinics, rehab facilities, doctor's office, homes, and school. But you have to have, it requires a doctor's referral.
Okay.
And those are just references, and that's it.
That's it?
Yep. Anybody have any comments or questions or about Stacy? Your hand up, Stacy?
Yeah, I have a question. And I was listening to you when you were saying that the Remicade, are you talking about the Remicade that you didn't take?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and like I say, it affects all of us different, and we have a choice. I was just like you. It took me at least 6 years before I decided to get on the Remicade. But once I got on the Remicade, I tell you, I was able to get my life back. That was one drug that really helped me to be able to function in this society as a normal person, it helped me. And I was thankful that I did decide to take, because I'm like you, I don't like to take a lot of drugs, but that's one that I'm telling you that it really, and I did put that in my article in the African American newspaper, just to share with other people, because I know it's a lot of things we don't want to take and we want to be proactive in our health, but it really helped all the pain that I had, my nose, the skin, the lesions in my lungs, everything, it changed along with other things that I was doing. So it worked out for me, you know.
Okay.
Well, Stacy, that goes back to no two patients are alike.
Right.
Because I talk to patients all the time. Some can take methotrexate, some can't. Some can take Remicade and some can't. You have some who don't have any problems with prednisone. They've been taking prednisone like small doses down to like 2.5 milligrams,
right,
20 some years, and it just keeping them, you know, keeping them stable or what have you. So it's different. It's the body, you know, whatever's going on with your body may not be the same for somebody else. So you have to, it's through trial and error.
Yeah,
exactly.
I haven't taken any sarcoidosis medication since I took prednisone in 2015. So I just take diabetic medicine and blood pressure meds, and that's it. I don't even take any pain meds. I was taking tramadol, but I don't like the way pain medicine makes me feel. It's like I get really drowsy and all that. So I'm a person that likes control. So if something is I feel like something's controlling me, I'm like, no, I can't deal with that. So but you know what helps me is I walk. I started walking because, you know, just from my training, I know that movement kind of helps. If you can move as much as you can, it helps with the pain. And so I try to just walk. I mean, now I'm up to walking 2 miles. I do it like 2 or 3 times a week. I used to walk like a mile, I had to stop and rest, but I just try to stay active. And I mean, I'll take prednisone if it's just extremely necessary, but thank God I haven't had to have it since 2015 when I had the lymph nodes, because I had to have it because it was so big. I feel like I was on oxygen too. And I actually had to the doctor didn't believe that I was having issues breathing because I was on oxygen and my saturation was okay, but it was like the oxygen was saturating to my body, but it was just still hard for me to just, you know, to make the breathing movements. And I had to end up just going to MD Anderson because he actually told me, I trained doctors, he said I was trying to defraud Medicare. I'm like, really? You know, because he didn't think that was anything wrong with me. And so I went to MD Anderson, they did a CT scan and all of that, and they saw the big lymph nodes. But you know what they did? When they did the biopsy, they washed my lungs. And when they washed my lungs, I was able to come off the oxygen. They said I had some white foamy stuff on my lungs. When they went in, they washed. I said, why did somebody do this a long time ago? But I was told also I have a couple of new granulomas on my left lung. But that's how I got the oxygen. MD Anderson washed my lungs, and I was able to get out the oxygen. So I've been off oxygen since 2016. But yeah, every patient's different, you know, and yeah, and so you know your body, and you know, and also with the you know, the lemons and stuff. I do that. The ginger, I have a juicer. Another thing was I think I had sarcoidosis in my liver. They said I had a fatty liver, my enzymes were high, and all of a sudden they just went back to normal on their own. So sometimes stuff just happened to my body where it's like it's just itself. So so sometimes I'm like in a wait and see mode. When they tell me to take something, I say, you know, let me just wait and see. Let me see how this is gonna, you know, work out. Because I went to see a hepatologist and he said, you don't have any liver disease. I had a scan of my liver, and they said it was fatty liver from the diabetic medicine, but now my liver enzymes are normal, and I didn't do anything different. But you know,
Teresa, thank you for sharing and sharing your story and your expertise on that information for chronic illnesses. Jessica had to leave. Remember, she's a doctor, and she had to go. So she wants me to tell you all it was a pleasure meeting you. She will try to participate with us again next year. She's talking to several doctors in different areas of specialty. She says she's given them a year's notice. So by this time next year, they should have made a decision on being with us, because we were going to have a physicians panel forum, but then it was kind of hard getting doctors, to do this. So we decided to spotlight several warriors and advocates who are doing great things. And I got so many great compliments about doing something like this, till we thought about maybe we don't have to wait till April Sarcoidosis Awareness Month to spotlight a few others, advocates and warriors, to tell their story and what they're doing and share it. Now, we could have gone live on Facebook, we could have gone live on YouTube, but I didn't choose that. But at the same time, this is being recorded, and I was going to put it on Facebook, not on Facebook, on YouTube, with the link if anybody wanna pull it up. But at this time, I believe we have a few more drawings, Sharon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, did anybody have any more questions or comments?
No.
Yeah, we kind of did the comments within the presentation. Okay, so let's move on, and Sharon, unmute. Can she hear me?
I don't know.
Yes, Teresa. I'm sorry, Teresa. You want me to go ahead?
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and pull. I already pulled it. So I just want to tell you who the winner is.
Oh, I didn't see you, Teresa.
Okay. I have number 2, and that's going to be Samantha. Samantha is the winner.
She's still here?
No, I think she's gone.
She's gone?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see her.
Okay, go to the next.
Okay.
And Andrina, she had to leave too.
Trissa, hold up a copy of your book, because this drawing is for your book. This is for Trissa's book.
And
okay,
also, and a gift card with Sharon?
Yes, and the Starbucks.
And a $15 Starbucks gift card.
Yes.
So you can have tea and read.
Okay, thank you. Number 9, Jackie Lewis is the winner.
Still here?
Is Miss Lewis still available?
Yeah, I'm looking at her.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
What did she get?
She got the book and a $15 Starbucks gift card.
Thank you. You're welcome. Congratulations.
Next. What's next? Because that's the end. We don't have any more guests, so that's the end. Y'all can pull them all.
Okay.
That's all the gifts?
We have 2 more.
Okay. The next one is number 3, Carrie Wong.
Oh.
Winner, number 3, Carrie.
Yay, thank you. Very, very cool.
You're welcome.
What did she win?
Miss Sharon, what did she win?
I'm holding it up. Can you see it?
Your picture is not in my window. Let me find you. Is that one of those reefs that I was saying is so awesome?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Thank you very much.
A reef? Okay.
Awesome.
That's beautiful.
I was saying earlier, I was admiring them in so many of your windows. I see them and they're so great. So that's really, really cool. Thank you.
All righty. So the next poll. Okay. Okay, number 4, Myra Lovelace. You are a winner. Is she available?
Yes.
Hey. Oh, good.
I think the last gift is, what is it, Teresa?
It's a Visa gift card.
Oh, Visa gift card.
Visa gift card. Well, congratulations, Myra.
Thank you. I've enjoyed this.
Sorry, it was a little lengthy because we got started late, so it kind of went over, but.
Long is fine. We have to learn, don't we?
Okay, how many gifts are left? So I have
One more, Teresa.
one more? All right. All righty. Stacy Sneed. Have Stacy. Is she still here or is she left? Or did she leave?
I don't think she's.
No,
I see her.
she's here.
Yeah, she's there.
Congratulations, Stacy.
Thank you.
All righty.
That's a gift card,
Sharon,
right?
what was the gift
That's
card?
it. No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank
Congratulations to all of you.
Sharon, you might remind them to get your email from chat.
She sent it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, guys. That concludes our program, and I enjoyed it thoroughly myself, and I really did. I think it was great hearing from these wonderful warriors and sarcoidosis advocates, and I just want to thank moderator Dr. Jessica Nelson, MD, her mom Rhonda, Rochella Parks, Washington, I think she's still on, Stacy Sneed, Andrina Johnson, she had to leave. And I also want to thank our planning team, Sharon Bankett, where you at? Raise your hand, girl.
Right here.
Teresa Jordan, Madeline Culpepper.
Right here.
And we have one of our core members that couldn't make it because she's taking care of mom, and that is Carolyn Ford. And we had another one, she's just logged off, Celeste Julian. She's like an honorary member. And then Teresa Davis, she was one of our guest speakers, and she's one of our members. And yeah, she has been one of our members for about 15 years, I think. And I also want to recognize a couple of someone who's in our audience, and that's Carrie Wong. She has her own organization. She does a lot on Facebook, trying to get people together to do certain things. And she invited me to be on her program, which she's going to tell you about the 28th. Is that right, Carrie?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's this coming Wednesday, the 28th at 3 o'clock.
She's going to take a few minutes to tell you guys about that and about her organization.
Okay, hi everyone. Yeah, so Emma, thank you so much for giving me the time. It's funny, I had this on my calendar already, but it's glad to be able to have a couple minutes to talk to you guys. So I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis in 2015 after 8 years of trying to figure out what was going on. So there's so much that I relate to with all of the other stories, all of your other stories today. You know, I had years of them telling me there's nothing wrong because I looked fine. I had years of them trying every other diagnosis and every other medication that was not helpful. I have the love-hate relationship with N-Body by prednisone, you know, gaining over 100 pounds on prednisone, plus all of, you know, so many other things that, you know, we know how much that kind of tortures us. And anyway, so I have, as soon as they said sarcoidosis, I looked it up immediately because nobody's ever heard of that before. And the first thing that I saw was, this is what Bernie Mac died from. And there's so many people I know. That's the first thing that we see. That's the first thing that we learn. And so, you know, taking Stacy's idea that it doesn't have to be a death sentence is something that is so necessary and valuable. And Stacy, I thank you for putting that out there, because it's just huge. But anyway, so I have, it's in my lungs, it's my nerves, it's my skin, it's my joints, it's all of that systemic stuff. I've been disabled, unable to work since 2013 from that. But I've done as much as I can. You know, a few of you have talked about, you know, that needing to have purpose. And so my purpose has been, you know, through volunteering, through trying to help make this experience a little bit easier for somebody else who has to go through it. And so with that, I've been a volunteer with an ambassador and an advocate and a peer mentor with the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research. Pretty much since, as soon as I was diagnosed, I immediately got involved with them. And so I've done a lot to, I started the first support group in my area. I had the first sarcoidosis awareness event in my area. I'm in New York, by the way, Westchester County. And then last year, 3 other sarcoidosis warriors, also who I've known through their, you know, through the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research and the things that we've done together through that. And we decided that there was still there was something missing. We weren't getting the connection as much as we needed. And, you know, that connection to other sarcoidosis warriors, other people living with this. And so, you know, we decided that we just needed to provide what we weren't able to get already. And, you know, wherever there was kind of that missing, that gap. And so I'm sure most of you probably know at least one of my partners with this organization. It's Frank Rivera, it's Kathleen Toronto, and it's Cheryl Bradford. Cheryl, who was most recently featured in that Beyond Breathless special on interstitial lung disease, and it was on, I think, A&E. And so we've all kind of done different things to try and raise awareness about sarcoidosis and to try and, you know, bring that connection. And so one of the things that we have coming up this week, this Wednesday, is for anybody who's on Twitter, I've been hosting a monthly Twitter chat. And so basically what happens in a Twitter chat is for anybody who's on Twitter, we have kind of a hashtag that we use. And we have, you know, we'll put out questions and then other people will join in and put their answers. And, you know, so some of it's asking about our experience with sarcoidosis, about different aspects of it, whether it's the, you know, the disability, the mental and emotional impact that it has, all of those different things. And so we get to, you know, the biggest, the greatest thing that comes out of that is when, you know, somebody posts an answer and you get to read that and you say, wow, me too. You know, that I think is the most, those are like the 2 most powerful words in all of this, because so much of it is so isolating, and so much of it, because we don't know anyone else who has it, we think that nobody else knows what it's like, and that whatever it is that we go through, it's just us. And so learning, you know, and connecting that it's not just us really makes the greatest impact. And so what we're doing for Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, we wanted to do it a special edition. And so rather than just me putting out questions and other people with sarcoidosis answering them, what we're doing is we're actually bringing together a bunch of sarcoidosis organizations. And so this way we will have some questions going to the organizations, some questions going to the sarcoidosis community, and we'll be able to kind of bring those 2 together. So right now, the organizations that we actually have participating in it are the Bernie Mac Foundation, the Caring Hands Sarcoidosis Foundation, Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research. We've got Janine Sarcoidosis Outreach Foundation. We have Sarcoidosis UK. We have another one that I am going to be horrible to try and pronounce, but it's a German sarcoidosis organization. And then we have our organization, Stronger Than Sarcoidosis. And so what is really, really going to be great is that this gives us an opportunity to bring everyone together so we can see, you know, it's not just, you know, these little silos of this person handles this, or we don't know what is going on. we're able to really share resources, really see that we are all in this together, because that is, the single most important thing is we are not alone in this. And, nobody who is going through this has to feel alone. And so we are hoping to bring as many people who are on Twitter into this chat so that we can, you can ask your questions. We can tell these organizations what it is we need from them. We can learn from them about other resources that they're providing that might be helpful for whatever our needs are. So the easiest way, if you're on Twitter, to participate is Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. So I think that's 1 o'clock where you are. And so you can find us at Stronger. I had put it in the chat earlier. Our name on Twitter, it's Stronger THN Sarc. We just without the A in there. And you can just search for hashtag Sarc Talk, which is, again, I'll put this right in there. And the other thing is, actually, if you're not on Twitter, there is another site that kind of allows you to follow along with the chat. So this way you can still see what it is that people are saying. And I'm putting that link right here also for you. And this way, if you're not on Twitter, you can just go to that TWUBS website that I just put in there, and you'll see it's got the search for Sarc Talk. And so what you'll see right there is that you can, any conversation that included that hashtag below is going to show up there. And that's kind of how we follow the conversation for a Twitter chat, is that we make sure that everything we're posting includes that. And this way you can follow the conversation. You can post your own questions or comments. You can reply to other things that somebody from one of the organizations has said, or somebody, just another sarcoidosis warrior, and you say, wow, I didn't know that, or here's what I've tried, and that's, again, I think the single greatest thing, and it's what's great about this program that you did today. It's what's great about, so many of the programs that we put together is when we can find each other. That's really the thing, is we find each other, we are in this together, and no matter how bad it is, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much we're struggling physically, emotionally, mentally with all of that, knowing that we're not alone in it just makes such a huge, tremendous difference. And so I wanted to let all of you know about just this one other opportunity, this other avenue, this other chance to connect. So thank you, Emma, for giving me a little time here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to be on Wednesday at 2. And I think I'm gonna try to log, well, I'm on Twitter. So I'll be on it because I get your notifications. But again, I want to thank everybody that participated for our Sarcoidosis Awareness Month activity. Last year we had a beautiful program. It was a conference, I believe, and we had to cancel it, as you know, due to COVID. And everyone has been asking when we're going to have another walkathon. But right now we don't know due to COVID. And Teresa was thinking about doing a virtual. I do know there are several people doing a virtual, but if she does, we will put it out there. So are there any general questions? Anybody have any questions or comments?
I just want to thank everybody. I really, enjoyed hearing from everybody. It's just, we're like our emblem is our motif is a snowflake. Sarcoidosis affects us all differently. So I really enjoy, hearing from everybody and hearing, how they've overcame what they've gone through. I really, all that's really good.
Thank you. And thank you, Myra, for your heart. I see it. And as far as our group, our core group, if you're in the Houston area and if you would like to join the Sarcoidosis support group, just let us know. We send out emails each month because we do our meetings on Zoom. And once COVID started, we just decided just to meet as women and talk about anything. We played games, and we still do. And then we mentioned sarcoidosis, but we didn't want everything to be focused on sarcoidosis during the COVID. We had so many, with so much stuff going on. We didn't want to talk about any politics. We didn't talk about anything other than ourselves and how we felt about life, our husbands, our relationship. And our group is like whatever stays and said in this group, it stays in this group. And if you know me, I might say anything. But anyway, again, I want to thank you. And right now I'm in a motel. If anybody ever been to a Holiday Inn, this is they curtains. But I've been in a motel since February 3rd due to that storm, that winter storm. And then we happened to have a fire. So I'm still waiting to get back in and try to clean up the mess. The firemen, they try to put the fire out, so they don't care. They just go through your stuff, So anyway, the contractor started Monday, but we're not ready yet. They said we might not be back in till May something. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to thank you all. And on our way out, we're going to do a closing prayer.
Miss Emma.
Oh, hi, sweetie. I didn't see you.
Can I get the information to join the group? I am in Houston and would love to join it. Need to join it.
Oh, okay. As a matter of fact, Sharon was sending, where's Sharon? Sharon sent her some get her personal information. And then when we set our date for our next meeting, which will be in May, and then we'll invite you on it. Because we have a good time. We were having such a good time. Everybody was like, when is the next meeting? I think I invited you one time, Stacy, I believe, because you really don't have to live in Houston to do a Zoom. Our physical meetings are held at West Houston Medical Center. But we're not there now, so we finally picked up Zoom and we've been going with it. So Sharon, back in
my information in the chat. I'll put my email address in the chat.
Okay, and
look in the chat.
I just sent you direct my
you did?
email also, Sharon.
Great. Okay.
And before we go, I just want to tell Myra, it is a pleasure seeing you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Myra Lovelace, she was one of our staunch supporters when we first started. Used to meet at the West Houston Medical Center on that second floor. Yeah, so but anyway, it's good seeing you. And I want to thank all those that joined us. I see Loretta Walker is still there. And Lady Donna, she's still logged on. I thought I saw Gwendolyn too. And Claudina, did I say it correctly? Claudina. They just got their picture there. I can't tell. But anyway, I'm going to do a closing prayer for us so we can go ahead and close. And I've really enjoyed this. We've been on about 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I know everybody got something to do, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, guys. And I really look forward to doing something like this again to highlight and listen to other warriors who are doing something, and their advocacy. We see them on Facebook all the time, but we don't get this personal, for the personal thing for them to tell us what we do. Even when you're doing a group meeting, it's different than what we did today. So let us pray. Bow your head. Father God, we want to thank you for this opportunity to get together once again in your name. We want to thank you for everyone who participated, all the ones who are suffering with sarcoidosis. Lord, give them a special healing and give them grace and mercy in your name. I just want to thank everyone who decided to join us for sarcoidosis awareness and education. It is really needed, and all they're asking for now is a probable cause, because if you need if you find the cause, they will be able to find a cure, hopefully. And Lord, live everybody who's in their homes, they not traveling, but in their homes, help them that they find peace to get through this COVID. And we ask you for everything in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Guys.
Nice meeting everybody, and hopefully this won't be the last time.
Okay, Teresa, I like that scarf.
Thank you. Compliments of you. Decided to put it on today.
Oh, you
Special
still have,
occasion.
still have that. Oh, you know what? Y'all forgot to give my gift.
What
did?
What was
You
that?
know, I had the t-shirt in the goodie bag.
Oh,
we sure did. Oh,
Yeah.
so sorry.
Huh?
not.
Oh, Miss
have a
Jacqueline,
nice
look, who need the Jacqueline? You need a t-shirt?
I have a name. I can pull a name right
Oh,
quick.
you got on one. You got on one. It was a Sarcoidosis t-shirt. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I wear
Okay.
a Sarcoidosis t-shirt every day in April.
Good, good, you. Okay, then Claudine, where do you live? Unmute. I'm trying to unmute. Y'all don't have to help me unmute people. I gave it to I should be able to unmute her. Claudine, unmute yourself. Unmute. She says she doesn't know how to do it. Well, anyway, and Carrie, you in New York, right? Carrie, you in New York?
Yes, she's in.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, let me shake my head and while I'm getting to that unmute button. Yes, I'm in New York. We're the four of us who are stronger than sarcoidosis are all based out of New York, but because we're doing so much, virtually, it gives us the opportunity to really spread out beyond that.
Yeah,
which is great.
Well, okay then, guys, I thank you so much. Before I end the meeting, did you get all the messages, Sharon?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, guys, so I'm getting ready to end it. And Stacy, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining us again. Rochelle is off, but I didn't
You're
talk to
welcome.
Lori.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. This was
Thanks,
really great.
everyone.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed seeing
have a
all
good
this
day.
purple.
Me too.
Thank you all.
Everybody purple out.
Everything was nice. Thank y'all. I really enjoyed it.